This time they take out 4 members of Overskilled, feathered airstrike onto Sleeps and marching down the mid lane.
A week before the tournament starts, so how did this team actually come together? Were you guys friends who always played with each other? Like, how did you form this team?
We were people who knew each other, but I actually quit the game before NACT started, so I just came back and then I was looking for a team, and then it was kind of like an outcast. We call ourselves the villains because we're the outcasts. So we just formed a team of whoever was left, whoever was stranded, and it all came out. It all came out good. It all came out good. So I'm proud.
And it came out perfect. And
yes, ladies and gentlemen, we jump into game number 1.
Now we're gonna go ahead and see that in full effect. But yeah, I think the story for today is definitely first blood already. PDR taking down Stress Bomby.
We're still just about 1 for Villain-Era, waiting on this first turtle and waiting on that fight. Ooh! Stressed actually goes down there again, and that is unfortunate as Villain-Era looks to have a firm control. Big feathered airstrike comes out, takes down Churi with the help of Gilla on the back line, and that is going to be a free turtle for Villain-Era.
Even with the Brave Smite, even with the skill regen, HP regen to be able to sustain himself, it's not enough, especially this early in the game. And Villain-Era, they're punishing.
Because you're able to hit all of him, all of his little minions as well. PDR taking a heap of damage on the 50%. Glorious Pathway is out. Kevy onto the back line. Kong putting down that suppressive fire with the feathered airstrike. Bomby ready for the hills, and there goes PDR into the back line, trying to put some damage on, and down goes Myth. Kevy on the run, looking for an escape. Even with the healing, he is taken down as well, and Stress jumped into the midst of it, but he is not long for this. World Kong with the flicker onto him is gonna be taken out.
Yeah, it's Overskilled trying to be a little aggressive, trying to find their footing, but again, it's still not working in their favor. Got to be very careful, or they're going to find themselves in a hole they can't climb out of. You're already seeing a gold lead by 2K, a big stun, and Kong finding Churobami.
It was actually expertly played by Sleeps there, waiting for Farja to bring out that ultimate and then use the stun to take him out. But still, we still had Churro go down to the damage from that. And this is what we were talking about. Even if you are able to bring down Kong, you're still talking about 1 or 2 shots, and that's still a whole lot of damage.
Speaking of damage, Kevy Bomby, Glorious Pathway, trying to get out. AOG dropping down.
Yeah, PDR looking for his little bit of an escape. In comes a Sleep, traps him against the wall. Nice set or attempt there by Churros. Not going to be able to find it. They latch onto Kong. The split on top of the Mage's head. You can take a look here in the back line. Kahari fighting for the life, trying to go in, finds a kill on Sleep. Skilla finds one onto Churro, and they are not done as Kevy finds himself in the afterlife, and they are looking for another one onto Stressed. And what is it? They does get himself away, but we are looking at a 2-11 lead for Villain-Era.
Villa and Kong, their synergy to be able to wrap around and find these pickoffs has been crucial for Villain-Era.
Ooh, interesting fight here. They do go in against Sleeps. You can see him try to go on, and he might be taken out. He's doing a good job, but I don't think he's long for this world. We do see a BMI there from Nathzz, and they're going to go ahead and find themselves another tower. But they trade that for a mid tower.
Yeah, not just any tower. Tier 1, but a big play.
Yeah, coming in, Kohari actually gets jumped and maybe out of position here. Myth does find himself a turtle. Kevin locked on. We do have the air strike coming down from Kong, trying to put the damage on. Stressed with the split covering the escape of his team. And just like that, Overskilled starting to find themselves a little bit of momentum.
Problem. Golden Staff now picked up by Nathzz as well. Those enhanced basic attacks can definitely be a threat as we see the Lord spawn in.
And as we're moving into the mid, going into the late game, you see this great macro coming from Overskilled. They pushed 2 lanes that need to be answered by Villain-Era, and immediately that signals to Overskilled to start on this Lord. We do have the Glorious Pathway onto the ground, 10% on this Lord. It has been reset on the back line. Myth Myth looking for an opportunity. Kohari dives in, gets pushed back by a spear and taken down. Myth with the kill onto Kohari. That means Millinario does not have their jungler coming in with a blazing duet. And Nathzz gets taken down by Sleeps. Turning this around is Overskill. 2 for 3 right now. Down goes Gilla and Kong alone, flapping back to base to tell the story with 3 up for Overskill.
Catching lightning in a bottle is what we've just witnessed from Overskilled. Kong trying to use a feathered airstrike
Defensively to get away, and that's all she wrote for that bottom lane. Meanwhile, Kohari diving onto the back line against 3 members. Nobody's there to help him. In comes PDR for the backup. Down goes Churro, stressed next on the list, and just like that, Millinario looking to turn this around. He's been putting in some farming work. He's been out there towing those fields, hoeing the grain, making sure he's still keeping up in the gold. So when it comes to his engagement here, he should be able to hold his own.
Yeah, and can Nathzz stand his ground against the double marksman combination? We'll find out here soon as both teams battling it out in the Lord Pit.
Yeah, great clear by Kong, but Stressed goes into the back line, looking for the stun. Are they going to be able to get it? Down goes Mid, and another one down. He tries to get away. The Lord is down. Kohari finds himself a reckoning there as a Sleeps runs for the hills, and that is a Churro taken down. They won the battle. They do lose one in the back line for Millinario, but this is definitely a W for them for that engagement.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It's like a reverse Uno card has been played by Millinario. This time they take out 4 members of Overskilled. Feathered airstrike on to Sleeps and marching down the mid lane.
With a tricky little flicker there, and that's going to be a wrap. First game going to Millinario.
Millinario 22-8. When you see a game like this, even the fighters, because Stress Bomby was the one who fell several times in the beginning.
Would have won that last game if Stressed maybe had been just a little bit more careful. They wouldn't have been able to get those huge wins, those huge objectives that they got in the early game, and got such a sizable lead before the mid game came. Now we're on to the turtle. Ooh, we have an ultimate coming out. Does catch Kevy. PDR in the midst of it, putting down the damage. Real world manipulation is out, but on the back line, Gilla jumps deep, looking for the damage onto Churro. Is it going to be enough? He does take away, running away from the tower. Myth gets taken down. Kong raining down the artillery onto Stressed, who finds the safety of his tower.
Skills for Overskilled with this Eve, with this Harith, right? You got to drop that Zaman Force in the right position. You got to drop down the RWM.
Woo! Ooh, and we see a damage going down. Sleeps dashing back and forth, catches back to the safety of his tower. Real world manipulation is out. PDR misses Churro, waits too long, finds himself in a coma from all the CC. Kevy tries to protect him. He's not going to be able to get back to the safety of the tower. That is 4 members of Millinario taking apart 2 from Overskilled.
Yeah, Churro Bomby not able to find the mark with the RWM from the side play. Kevy Bomby falling alongside him. 2 members down in that engagement, and a tier 1 turret on the bot side claimed even when the gold plating is still available.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Sleeps here, diving back and forth with the Zaman Force. We do have the Feather Airstrike coming out. Kong looking for an escape, put some CC down on the back line. PDR does find a Stress, who already uses that demonic force, but is able to find himself an escape. And just like that, Gilla running through the mid there finds himself an out.
Yeah.
Or you want to get some farm, get to that mid game, and he's already struggling.
Yeah, struggling indeed in the battle on the way in the mid lane.
Oh, a little bit of a bad engagement there coming from Millinario. They're going to try to turn it around here. Kohari is able to find himself a turtle. Comes in with the Spear of Alpha. Finds 2 with the help of Gilla. Unnamed soldier here. Gilla only has 1 kill, but I feel like Gilla has just been putting in work for Millinario.
And right now, Millinario, they're comfortable. They're not phased. They're pushing these objectives and rushing in for the tier 1.
Oh, Stress gets taken down, and down and out. That's 2 down for the side of Overskilled. Kohari on the front line. Sleeps taking a heap of damage, and Kohari's going to go ahead and disengage from this fight.
Steadily climbing. You're looking at about 7,000 gold. I would love to see just how that fares off to these ADCs.
Oh, look at that damage coming out. Is it going to be enough? PDR gets taken down by Sleeps. We do have the Blazing Duet stressed on the bad way onto the back line. Gilla finding another kill for himself there, and that is a 1-for-2 collection. Great positioning, great protection from his team to make sure that he's not keeping himself in harm's way.
Speaking of harm's way, a lot of damage on the way on the top side as the Lord pushes in.
Gilla, over eager, gets in the back line, but takes a whole lot of tower shots. Down goes the Feathered Airstrike, pushing away the rest of Overskill. Churro looking for an opportunity, was not able to find it. They're a little low here. Might want to think twice about what they're trying to accomplish.
Pushed in for that tier 2 turret in the mid lane. Instead of trying to do a full siege for some kills on the top side, especially at the 11-minute mark, man. You got to get these objectives.
Oh, and here comes the damage. Sleeps able to find a kill onto PDR, turning it around. Blazing Duet from the backside in a bad way. Able to use that BMI to get away. Demonic Force on the back line. Gohari finds himself a kill, followed by Churro, who is able to repay the favor. 2 down for Villain Era, 3 down for Overskilled. Gilla trying to put the damage down, able to find a kill with the help of Jot onto Sleeps. 3 down for Villain Era, and Churro alone to tell the story of what happened. Still doing a great job. 4-1 and 2 right now, but I want to say this is all basically on his back. Churro has been basically shut down at this point, and we need to maybe bait out some of these abilities before we're using that real world manipulation, because he is becoming a huge target. Now 50% down, Feathered Airstrike to zone out the rest of the team. Stressed on the back line. Gohari gonna go ahead and feed into that fight there. Real world manipulation is out. Jatizi does find Kevy. Stressed is down. Jatizi finds the Lord, and Villain Era giving chase to Overskilled, running for the hills. Myth looking for the escape, not going to be able to find it. Evil Queller be damned, does use it to get away, and alone here to fight against this push from Villain Era, who are looking to surprise all of us and go with a clean sweep over Overskilled.
Yeah, looking for the clean sweep. Mlbb rushing in, but not going to be able to hold them off. And they have done it. They lit the fire early and burned it all the way to the end. Villain Era claiming the first series of NACT Spring 2025
draft, and how they were able to answer here and basically shut down Overskilled.